Welcome. Life's messy, funny, and full of stories worth telling. On Cat's Stories, we bring you a bunch of short ones every time, quick, relatable, and maybe just what you needed today. My name's Kathleen, and let's jump in. And for our next post, am I the idiot for telling my friend that I only want him to call me past 7 p.m. if it is an emergency? I am 34 gay, have a friend am 34 gay who, while I appreciate his friendship and wish to keep him as a friend, has a very different idea of friendship than I do. I have made it clear I am just his friend and no more. I work in a field that requires me to be in constant interaction with others, and I am often extremely tired after work and barely want to talk to anyone. I allow my friend to call me between 57 p.m. and talk to him until around 7. How long we talk depends how quickly he calls. I also call every morning on my drive to work. I do not know how I got in this habit, but I find talking on the phone far less enjoyable and fulfilling with anyone than he does. He gets very easily bored and needs constant interaction, and I don't. If I kept him on the phone, he would talk forever all day, whereas I only call people if I have something specific to tell them, and that's it. Today, he got angry and accused me of being selfish and bad friend for only talking when it is convenient for me, but as far as I am concerned, I already am giving him far more than what is standard and expected for friendship, and he should appreciate that. Then I said I am not making any exceptions to not speaking on the phone past 7, unless it is an emergency. He got angry and hung up and is ignoring me now. Am I the idiot? And for our next post, am I the idiot for not sending money to my biological father? Hey everyone, so kind of an interesting situation. My biological father hasn't been in my life for probably around 25 years. He was in a very physical relationship with my mother and his ex-wife while they had relationships. He was arrested and deported back to Mexico when I was about 11. Haven't heard from him at all since. Fast forward to 2022, I get a random email from a young lady claiming to be my 18-year-old sister. She and I talked after confirming some information about each other and her siblings who I knew of since I had met them when they were toddlers. She sent my information to my dad, and he's been messaging me periodically from time to time. Just a few months ago he asked for $100. I felt okay sending that to him because I felt this was a step to possibly rebuild our relationship. He ghosted me for 6 months after I sent messages asking how he was, if he was okay and all that. He messaged me again today asking for more money. No response from the other messages when I sent him pictures of his granddaughters. He's been continuously asking even after I said no. I explained this all to my brothers, and they said I should just give him the money and that I'm being an age for just helping him out. I feel like it's enabling him to keep asking. I'm torn. I want to help because he's my dad, but on the other hand I don't want to seem like a piggy bank for him. And for our next post, am I the idiot for snapping at my friend after my birthday night out for making me go home early? I 28am have been friends with Ann 23F for 3 years now, but have growing closer over the last 2 years. She has made it very clear that we would never go further than friends, and I'm fine with that. We meet up for drinks often enough, just the two of us, and we have a giggle going through each other's Tinder accounts trying to find each other a match. It was my birthday last week and we went out with a few other friends for drinks at a local pub, and all was going well. We bumped into this woman Ava who was on her own, so we invited her over and she joined us for the night then. At the pub I was getting on with Ava very well. We were chatting. She was asking me to go to the smoking area with her so we could talk more privately. All was going well. We moved to a nightclub to go dancing, and after 2 hours Anne started crying and said that everyone but myself was to leave her alone, so I told Ava I'd just be 2 minutes because this was really out of character for Anne, but I thought maybe she had too much to drink. It happens to the best of us. I found out the bouncers had asked her to leave. The others convinced them to let me deal with it, and I was sat for an hour convincing Anne to go home and call for a lift. She eventually called her dad and Ava asked me to go back to hers, but Anne refused to leave without me going with her, and her dad would drop me off at my place. After arguing, it was becoming apparent that she wouldn't leave without me, and I didn't want her to get kicked out as she had locked herself out of her phone and so would be stranded in the rain looking for her dad drunk, so I went with her. I couldn't find Ava to pass her my number or socials to keep in contact because we were getting on so well, and I was going to ask her out, but Anne pulled me out of the club while Ava was in the toilet, so I didn't see her before I left. I didn't get much sleep. I had to leave my birthday night out early and I never got Ava's info, which bothered me, but I checked in on Anne in the morning. I was going to confront her, but I told her I wanted to wait because I didn't want to just attack her when I was mad. I wanted to talk to her in a more calm manner. She then said she didn't want to talk about what happened. This set me off. I told her that it's incredibly selfish to not want to discuss the situation that impacted me and my friend's night and my birthday just because she embarrassed about what happened. She went silent and she hasn't said anything since. My friend group is split on the matter, some people saying I was too harsh and she clearly wasn't well, and some people saying she was jealous and didn't like seeing me flirting with someone even though she's made it clear she's not interested in me like this. Am I the idiot? And for our next post, am I the idiot for taking the shot put from an opponent during the track meet? Me 17F is a thrower in my high school, and 2 days ago we had track meet. There was 2 girls I'll be talking about today. For sake of privacy, the girls' names will be Heather 17F and C 17F. After me and my teammates left from our discus match, everyone went to the shot put ring. We had 2 shot puts to throw with. The recorder, the person who records the distance of each throw, said that while one shot put throw is being measured, the next person up should have the other shot put in hand, ready to warm up and throw. Apparently, Heather didn't understand that and was practicing with the other shot put when it was my turn to throw. Seeing her, I just said, "I need the shot put, can I get it, please?" Then here comes Cece saying that Heather can practice. I'm not the boss of anybody. I didn't really care about her comments, but I still needed the shot put, so I went to Heather and said, "You can practice when it's your turn to," and Cece takes the shot put from Heather and drops it on the ground, hitting my foot. I didn't want to get mad because I thought that most likely I won't see her again after this event. After I got the shot put and threw, I went to give the shot put to Cece since she was after Heather. Cece had a nasty attitude with saying stuff about me, saying how ugly I am, how I had no friends, etc. I think that too, but it still hurt to hear it out loud. After the meet, I went to the stands to meet with my parents, then go beside the stands to the gate to watch the relays. I was talking to this one boy when Cece comes up to me trying to fight me, all because I took the shot put from Heather. I just thought, what in the world? Cece told me to apologize to her. I didn't to crud to her, and yet she was demanding an apology. I was just so over it and said sorry. Cece had the nerve to ask me to repeat myself like didn't already hear me. I said, be grateful. I even apologized once. I went to my parents as a staff member and some of my own teammates calmed her down and she walked away. I already had a hard time communicating, so that interaction didn't help. And for our next post, am I the idiot for not giving money to my mom to buy glasses? I'm 20 and my mother is 38. Sorry for the mistakes. English is not my first language, so to make a long story short, I live in an abusive household with my mother and grandmother, and my father lives in another country. They don't hit me, but they mistreat me mentally. Another thing is that my mother can't work since she has conditions that don't allow her. So a few months ago my mom asked me for help to pay for glasses, since my father sends me a pension and I have credit cards. Another point is that I can't work either cause I suffer from panic attacks and irritable colon, and I'm terrified of cars. I'm working on that, so every time I go out you'll imagine the dilemma I have to go through. So back to the subject. She asked me for money for the glasses and I told her yes, with the condition to stop making comments about my weight, since in recent months I lost weight due to the anxiety they cause me, and she is daily criticizing me and telling me other things, saying that I'm going to fall into a hospital for not eating and that she won't help me when I'm in the hospital and blah blah blah. Typical narcissism comments. So I gave her that condition and she laughed, thinking that I wasn't serious. Time passed and she continued with the comments. I gave her 3 chances and she lost them, so I decided not to help her today. She asked me how much money I had on my credit card to lend her for the glasses, and I told her that I wasn't going to help her, and she began to argue with me, saying that I'm not going to manipulate her with those things of the comments, that I look bad, that I'm dying. Note that I used to weigh 140 and a half, 5'3", and now I weigh 110 and blah blah blah. I told her that that's not manipulation, but don't expect her to treat everyone like shit, and when she asks for help, we help her. Am I the idiot for not wanting to help her knowing that she has no way to get money? And for our next post, am I the idiot for leaving the room when my BF's feet stink? My partner M31 came home from work after a long day, took off his boots, and the smell was awful. IF27 said, "I love you so much, but your feet stink." The first time I acknowledged it, he laughed a little but didn't get up to wash them or do anything about it. I couldn't even concentrate on the TV because it was driving me insane. Again, I said, "Your feet smell really bad." He still didn't get up. I stood up before the episode was finished and said I was going to bed. I didn't want to smell it anymore, and I shouldn't have to beg him to go take a shower. He's an adult man, so I just removed myself without a fuss. When he eventually came to bed and saw that I was still awake, he jokingly said, "You just didn't want to be around me." I said, "Yeah, your feet stink." He looked crushed, and I know that I hurt his feelings. I feel like me telling him this didn't need to be a serious conversation, but am I the idiot for what I said and leaving the room instead of just dealing with it or telling him to go shower? Edit. Just to give more context, we are in a healthy two-way relationship and very happy. We tease each other as any other couple might, and I communicate this way often. He's a big burly man, and him being smelly is not that uncommon. I always tell him when he is, and he showers every other day. He is not a blue-collar worker. He works from home most of the time. Please stop calling me gross. And that's a wrap for today's stories. If you had a favorite or something similar happened to you, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. See you soon. Cat signing off.